Morning everybody. So I just wanted to let you know about some weight management courses I'm going to start running in January. I'm thinking Sunday evenings, but let me know if you think a different evening would work better for you. Wanted to set expectations because there's so many different types of weight management type drop-ins and courses and things, isn't there, out there? So let me explain why mine is different. What it's not a session where you are asked what your weight is, what your target weight is, how much have you lost this week, tell everybody. Nothing like that. So I really need to set expectations, especially if you are not familiar with solution-focused hypnotherapy. So hypnotherapy, as the name would suggest, is very solution-focused, this type of hypnotherapy. We don't focus on the problem, we focus on the solution. So what these sessions will be about is explaining to you why in the brain we can fall into these patterns of behaviour that mean we snack, that we thought we were completely in control, and we have now just finished an entire packet of Frazzles and half a bottle of red wine. I don't know where that idea could possibly have come from. I am going to be able to explain to you exactly why we fall into those patterns of behaviour. What I love about this approach is that you can then apply that to so many other things. It's a sustainable way of learning because you will understand why these behaviours are happening. Why do I keep falling back into this pattern? I'll also be able to cover for you things like I did a crash diet, I lost a couple of stone, and then a year later, I'm back to the beginning, my weight's gone up again. Why does that happen as well? Why some weeks do I lose loads of weight and then the next week I think, well, I haven't done anything differently, but I haven't lost any weight. So there's a couple of things that I can talk to you about in the sessions to do with that as well. But I've got to be really clear with you, there aren't any weigh-ins. I'm not going to be picking on anybody. We're not going to be focusing on the problem. I'm not going to be singling people out and talking about your weight loss. So I want to make sure that's clear because I don't want anybody doing any of these sessions and then thinking, but she didn't ask me how much weight I've lost this week or how much I'd like to lose. So just want to set those expectations. If you've got any questions or you're still not sure, come back to me. So how will these sessions be structured? So generally people find about 4 sessions is enough for them because also in between time you're listening to my relaxation, which will be part of the session. I'll come back to that in a second. And I will send you a free copy of this recording before those sessions begin. So over a 4-session period, you'll have been listening to that relaxation potentially for 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, every single day. And that's really important that you are listening to it every single day. Why? Again, if you're not familiar with hypnotherapy, and I will explain this to you again, but when we go into this deep, relaxed state, we have access to the subconscious, and the subconscious in that state is very influential. So we can tell it things, we can suggest things, we can say to your subconscious that you are in control and you know the right things to do for your body, you know the goals that are right for you. And we can make these suggestions while you're in this lovely relaxed state, but the repetition of it is really important because the brain then just believes it to be true. When you keep telling it something over and over again, it can't distinguish between imagination and reality. So it just believes that everything you're saying it must be true. So relaxation will form the latter part of these 1-hour sessions, the last kind of 20-25 minutes. To begin with though, the first session will be focused, it will be split into 2. The first bit of our session will be focused on stuff to do with the brain. Why do we respond in the way we do? Which part of the brain is it that encourages me to keep snacking and eating biscuits when I know intellectually that that's not what I want to do and it's not good for me? So how do I get myself in this mess? I'm going to be able to talk you through that. Then we are going to do a bit, and it's only 5 minutes. We are going to do a bit that's to do with goal setting, but again, let me reassure you, it's not singling people out. As part of a group, and it could be 6 or 8 of you, probably don't want to go more than 8, I'm going to be able to ask each of you to think about something. It's brilliant, it's lovely, and it's quite magical. But you'll all be able to do it from your own location. You don't need to talk out loud, you don't need to give me any feedback or specifics. But it's a way of goal setting in a group setting, without having to, again, talk about your weight or talk about specifics with individuals within that group. So I hope that makes sense. So information on the brain, some goal setting, and then the last 20-25 minutes will be a lovely deep relaxation, which you are going to absolutely love. There will be questions as we go along, and probably in session 3 and 4 I can cover things like the leptin chemical in your body, which is the one that tells you that you're full. How does this work? How does it respond? Does it go up? Does it go down? The ghrelin, I think that's how you pronounce it properly, the ghrelin chemical, that's the one that triggers and tells your body that you are hungry. So how does that work? What role does cortisol play? Probably a lot of you are familiar with cortisol. So I can talk you through some of those things, because actually some of them do explain, going back to an earlier point, why when you do a crash diet you can lose lots of weight, and then very quickly, because all of these chemicals are trying to catch up, very quickly you can start putting the weight back on. So I can explain some of that, but again, before I finish, let me go back to basics. I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a GP, and I'm not going to be telling you what you should be eating, what exercise you should be doing, how to control your weight via certain diets. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be teaching you sustainable ways of managing the emotions and the habits and the behaviours that put us into these kind of snacking type situations that we know intellectually we don't want to do. So if you're interested, you could go to my website, or you can send me an email, kateshypnotherapy@outlook.com. Just let me know if you're interested. I'm thinking Sunday evenings at about 7:30. Hopefully that works. They will be £10 a session. When you've sent me your £10 for the session, then I can send you the Zoom link and the password, and I will confirm to you if the session can go ahead or if there's enough places for you, and we'll go from there. So hopefully that all sounds okay. If you've got any questions, any more concerns, let me know. Maybe just one more thing, actually. Hypnotherapy is a complementary therapy. So if you are doing something that works really well for you, like Slimming World or Weight Watchers, and that works brilliantly for you, hypnotherapy can work really beautifully alongside that. It's a bit like, for example, if somebody came to see me for hypnotherapy but was also seeing a counsellor. We are a lovely complementary therapy that can help you look at things from a slightly different perspective and tick along very nicely alongside other stuff that you're doing. So again, maybe just to reassure you, or if you've got questions about that. So I hope all that makes sense. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.